There you go.
Welcome, I'm Hieu, and today we're addressing a crucial topic for anyone navigating the legal system for the first time, your first court appearance. We're focusing on specifically on what to expect at the Orange County Superior Court, whether or not it would be at the Harbor Justice Center, Santa Ana, Fulton Courthouse, or Westminster. Let's get started. Courtroom. The significance of the first court appearance. We'll explain what an arraignment is and what it means for both misdemeanor and felony cases. This is your official entry into the legal system where you confront the charges against you. When you first go into the courtroom on the first day, this court is called an arraignment court. You do not get a chance to go out there and talk about your case. It is a very procedural day. This is the day that you go in there and then you either admit or deny the charges. This is also a chance for your attorney to do this if they go in your place. For misdemeanor cases, in most instances, your attorney can go for you. That means you can stay home and send them in. However, for felony cases, you will have to be there. Absent extraordinary circumstances, if, for example, you were in another country and your attorney made pre-arrangements with the court ahead of time. On top of that, this is also the date that the police report will be available to either you or your attorney. And in addition, this would be also a day when you are able to make additional requests for any type of audio and video on your case. How to prepare for your arraignment. Gathering documents and understanding your case is crucial. We'll guide you through preparing for your court date and what documents you'll need. As far as documents, you will need your citation to appear. The reason for this is because you may have to refer to it if you do not see your case on calendar. If this is the case, you will need to take your document over to the district attorney's office to give them the information so that way you can at least cover your butts and show that you did show up to court. They'll give you a piece of paperwork saying that your court case was not filed. As far as other documents goes, if you are out in bail, you will want to take your bail paperwork. And this is important because you need to show to the court that you have posted bail. And many times when bail is posted, the court doesn't always get notice for it. So it's important that you do this so that way you're not remanded into custody. If this is either a felony or a second DUI or above or a domestic violence case. If you have an attorney, your attorney will handle all this for you. Navigating the courthouse, a practical guide. From security protocols to courtroom etiquette, we'll cover what to expect when you arrive at the courthouse and how to conduct yourself. When you initially arrive to any of the courthouse in Orange County, it's important that you take out any type of knives or weapons out of your body. You would not believe the amount of people who have picked up new crimes because they have brought a blade into court. It's important that you do not do that. On top of that, take out any lighters. Use common sense. If you have any type of drugs, leave that out as well. You will be going through a metal detector. Anything that lights up, the sheriffs or bailiffs will screen you. On top of that, it's also important that you respect courtroom etiquette. When it comes to courtroom etiquette, you will walk into the courtroom and also check in with the bailiff. You don't go talking with anybody else. You have to go check in with the bailiff because the bailiff is the main person that keeps track of who is inside that courtroom. After you check in with the bailiff, you'll grab a seat, sit down, and in many cases, you will see a television monitor or a judge come out. The judge or the television monitor will explain your rights at the arraignment. In a nutshell, inside the courtroom, the arraignment process. Understand the steps of an arraignment from how to enter a plea to your rights about legal representation. In this segment, we're going to talk about how to enter your plea. If you're doing this yourself, which I highly advise against, the judge will call your name and you would come up and they would ask, how do you plea? If you admit the charges, then you could say guilty. If you disagree with the charges, then you would say not guilty. It's important to know that at this point of time, you may get an offer from the prosecutor, they may pull you out and talk to you about your case. Alternatively, they may not, and the judge may come up and call you up and give you an offer on your case as well. However, it's also important to know that some of these offers do not stick around, or they may not be the best one for your type of situation, given the proof and the strength of their case. It's important that you are able to look at the police report and seek legal guidance on this. You may want to do the third option, which is to come back within 30 to 45 days to consider your options or grab an attorney. In this segment, we're going to learn about the potential outcomes like moving to pretrial, bail requirements, and the implications of a guilty plea. If you plead guilty on your case, then there will be penalties. Depending on the type of case you have, you may end up with either formal probation or probation, or some type of diversion in between. On top of that, probation is either 5 or 3 years. It depends on the type of case. If this is a second DUI, you may be looking at 5 years. If this is a first DUI, you're looking at 3 years. If this is some kind of child abuse case, you're looking at 4 years of probation. On top of that, sometimes probation involves formal probation as well. There's two types of probation. There's formal and there's informal. In addition to this, and when you're looking at bail requirements on your first date in court, these typically apply to domestic violence cases and second DUIs and anything above. When it comes to this, that means the court will want to take you into custody unless you post up some type of bond. The way bond works is that you would work with a bondsman and they will put up their money while you pay a premium. As this happens, you're able to move the case to pretrial. Pretrial is basically a fancy way to say negotiations. It is a way to talk more about the case and to see how it unfolds. The importance of legal representation. We'll discuss why having an attorney is vital and how to request a public defender if you can't afford private counsel. Not everybody can afford private counsel. It is expensive and a drain on the resources. However, the benefits far exceed the cost if you get the right counsel that knows what they're doing and can take you in and out of the court system. However, if you qualify, you should request the services of a public defender. Public defenders are the best lawyers in the courtroom. Nobody knows the courthouse more than them. If you qualify, you should request a public defender, and the court will have you fill out a financial declaration form. I will leave a link below for the forms. It's vital to have an attorney on this to know whether or not a prosecutor is trying to pull a fast one on you or not. Communicating with the judge. Sometimes the prosecutor is trying to pull a fast one on you, or they are not giving you the best offer. You know that they're holding something back. In this section, we're advising the types of questions you can ask and the importance of understanding the roles of each courtroom figure. The prosecutor may not always be giving their best offer, or it may be a new prosecutor that's too afraid to do anything at all. And we do not want to deal with them anymore because it's not getting anywhere. If this is the case, we may rely on the judge to resolve the case. A judge is also another person who, if we talk to, we can resolve the case for. However, a prosecutor can change the charges, the judge cannot. They can determine the sentence. Navigating bail and release conditions. We'll explore how bail is set, the factors influencing bail decisions, and the impact of release conditions on your life. It's important to know that when you are released on bail, you're not just set free. There will be conditions that are put onto you. If this is, for example, a DUI, then when you are released on bail, you may have to attend AA meetings, or you may have conditions, which means that you cannot drink and drive. On top of that, if this was a domestic violence case and you are released on bail, you may have conditions as well. Anger management, for example, and also peaceful contact orders. These are just some of the release conditions depending on the type of case you have. Adjusting your plea and the importance of court attendance. Understand how and when you can change your plea and the consequences of failing to appear at your arraignment. If you do not appear at your arraignment, or let's say for instance you just missed it, then assuming that your case is filed, then that means a warrant will be issued for your arrest. What will happen is that the court will call your name, and if there's nobody to check in for you, the judge will make a note that they called your name and then you were not there. A bench warrant will be issued for your arrest. A bench warrant is basically an order from the court to any type of law enforcement officers to take you into custody. It's important that you attend this first date in court. As far as adjusting your plea, that is something that's up to you and how you decide to handle your case. Maybe you got an offer that you can live with. Maybe you trusted the prosecutor in this case that they're giving you a fair shake. If that's the case, then you may want to change your plea from a not guilty to guilty. Your first court appearance is a significant step in your legal journey. Being well prepared and informed can make a substantial difference. Remember, seeking legal counsel is key. If you're facing an arraignment in Orange County, don't hesitate to reach out for professional guidance. If you have questions, give us a call or leave a comment below. On the other hand, if you don't want to put your dirty laundry out there for the world to see, you'll also scratch that. On the other hand, if you don't want to put your dirty laundry out there for the world to see, you're welcome to use the make an appointment button or give us a call. Thank you for watching.